The following is an exclusive presentation of the Alabama High School Athletic Association and the AHSAA Radio Network. It's time for Inside the AHSAA Weekly, a weekly look at the news, information, and people that make Alabama high school sports happen. Inside the AHSAA Weekly with Luke Robinson starts right now on the AHSAA Radio Network.
I'm your host, Luke Robinson. Really do appreciate you being with us today. What is this program? We're hoping to bring you all we can about some special stories in the AHSAA. When it comes to Alabama high school sports, there's really no better place to catch your high school sports. Alabama puts out talent upon talent upon talent each and every year, from great teams to great players. Usually these great players go on to do big things in the college ranks and sometimes even in the professional ranks. And we think the state of Alabama deserves a lot more recognition, especially with what the AHSAA has been doing recently. They have just absolutely blown up and done so many big things for high school sports in this state, and we want to expound on that and let you guys know a little bit more about it. We're going to be a program that's going to bring 2 interviews each week. Today we happen to have Josh Bean from AL.com and John Garcia from Scout.com. I think that's a great place to start. Josh Bean, of course, with AL.com, knows all about high school sports in the state of Alabama, and he's well versed specifically in football and basketball. And with basketball season just getting heated up and football season pretty much coming to a close, well, it's a good time to have Josh Bean on. Meanwhile, John Garcia, this is a man that has been with Scout.com for quite some time, good friend of mine. He's very, very knowledgeable about recruiting when it comes to football in the state of Alabama and really all over the country. But he has seen a lot of big-time players in this state, and he can tell you all about him. We hope to have him on as a very frequent guest on Inside the AHSAA Weekly.
What value would you gain working with Lee Marketing Group? With 4 divisions under one umbrella, Sign Source, Lee Apparel, R&B Media, and LMG Baker Advertising Agency, Lee Marketing Group offers a comprehensive approach. From logo design and branding to ad placement and everything in between, LMG can handle it all. For ease of time, cutting-edge, results-driven marketing campaigns, think LMG. Lee Marketing Group, your comprehensive marketing solution.
In a world that's ever-changing, you have to be sure that your choices are the right choices. Whether choosing a technical degree program, taking courses to transfer to a 4-year college or university, or being a part of our national championship winning traditions, Central Alabama will provide you with courses and degree programs in tune with today's workplace. Get a sharper focus on your life by choosing one of our 3 convenient locations: Alex City, Childersburg, and Talladega. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you. Central to your success.
Lyman Ward Military Academy in Camp Hill, Alabama, known worldwide for programs and outstanding facilities designed to prepare young men for future success. Young men who are academically prepared for a rapidly evolving economy, morally prepared through character development and spiritual guidance, physically challenged by preparing for athletic competition, and prepared to be leaders in their careers through the structure of military discipline. Lyman Ward Military Academy, over a century of preparing youth for the work of life.
Do you know that C&T Electric offers a home protection plan for your electrical system? Are you wondering what this is or why you need one? Just like your heating, cooling, and plumbing systems, your electrical system needs to be maintained also. With C&T Electric's home protection plan, you receive annual electrical safety inspections, priority service when you call, discounts on all electrical services, and the dispatch fee is waived on all calls. Call C&T Electric at 256-234-0007 today.
Thanks for being with us here on Inside the AHSAA Weekly. I'm your host, Luke Robinson. I really do appreciate your listening in. I want to welcome in now another frequent guest to our program, and that's AL.com's Josh Bean. Josh, how are you today?
I'm doing well. Hope you guys are well. I hope the holidays went well for everybody.
They certainly did. I was just able to roll back in from Tampa, so I'm working on very little sleep. But I did get to see a lot of former AHSAA athletes down in Tampa, Florida, just the other night, and it was certainly a lot of fun. Always represent the state of Alabama well, so very proud of that. Josh, though, one thing I'd like to talk to you about, and I think it's just getting kicked off, basketball season in full swing, and for a lot of people, it doesn't take off until football season pretty much wraps up. So I think this is a great time for basketball, and you were talking about off air about how region play is just getting going and some things are going to get heated up.
Yeah, I mean, we see this every year, I think. We have overlapping seasons in Alabama, and so we have this schedule where at the end of football season, basketball teams are already playing. We have a lot of holiday tournaments that happen, in the Birmingham area, we have the Steel City Classic, Steel City Invitational. In Huntsville, we have the AL.com Classic. And so those events are, you start seeing some of the better teams play one another. And now here we are in January. We're in area play that really gets going here in January. And so you start separating who are the teams that really have a chance to win it, who are the teams that are playing well. These are really important games. Area games set up your seating for area tournaments. Generally, the regular season area champ gets to host the area tournament, which is a huge advantage. And then, you have to win in that first round. That first round of the area tournament is an elimination round. If you lose there, your season's over. We saw that a couple of years ago when Spain Park played Vestavia, got upset in the first round of the area tournament. The season was over for Austin Wiley in that group. So yes, we're getting to these next 3 weeks, which are important. I think teams have been trying to position themselves for this time of the year to try to get healthy, to try to get their rotation right, to make sure that their team is solid. Now we'll play area play. So yeah, this is a fun time of year for basketball fans, I think.
This probably isn't a very fair question because we haven't gotten into area play, and I think that's usually where players of the year separate themselves the most. But who do you think right now is the front runner for boys and maybe even girls players of the year?
Yeah, I mean, on the boys' side, we have to start with John Petty. He's the reigning Mr. Basketball. He led J.O. Johnson to a state championship last year. Of course, the school closed. Virtually all of those students are now at Mae Jemison, the beautiful new high school in Huntsville. That team's playing really well. Mae Jemison next week on Monday on the MLK holiday, Mae Jemison will be in Springfield, Massachusetts, playing St. Anthony of New Jersey, the team that's coached by Bob Hurley Sr., and that event that's in conjunction with the Basketball Hall of Fame. So they'll get another chance to play on the national stage. But you start with John Petty. I think Trenton Watford, the superb sophomore at Mountain Brook, has been fantastic. They played head-to-head, and John Petty led his Mae Jemison team to victory in the finals of the championship game of the AL.com Classic in Huntsville. Alex Reese has been battling some knee soreness, tendonitis in his knees. He's the Alabama signee from Pelham. Got to see him in the Steel City. He has looked very, very strong. I think those three guys are in the mix. I think Sacred Heart in 1A is certainly the odds-on favorite to win it in 1A again, but they've got a number of very strong players. Maybe their best one's Deontay Wood. Some of those Sacred Heart guys might kind of cancel each other out when we're talking about Mr. Basketball and Player of the Year and that sort of thing. But I think those are all special players. I really like Tevin Brown at Fairhope down in South Alabama. We'll see how far he might be able to take that team once the postseason gets going. So, yeah, I mean, I think there are a number of very, very good players on the boys' side. And I think, when we look ahead to see where these players are going, and, Alex Reese is going to Alabama, and Herb Jones from Hale County is going to Alabama. I think when you start looking around and you start wondering, how good could Alabama be down the road when those guys get there. But right now we're concentrating on their high school season. And, the guy that's missing from all of this is Austin Wiley at Spain Park. He opted to go to prep school this year, ended up enrolling at Auburn in December, essentially a semester early. He could be still running up and down the court at Spain Park. He's not, so he's not in that mix. He's already moved on to college.
I can tell you right now, every opponent of Spain Park is happy he has moved on, though, because I've happened to catch a few of his games at Auburn, and he does not look like a true freshman at times. He looks like a seasoned veteran.
He played great in the summer playing for the U.S. national team in Spain. I think that was the U17 national team. I can't remember exactly, but, he looked great there. But, look, Spain Park still has Jamal Johnson. He's a Memphis signee. A very good 6'4" point guard. Now, he's having to do some different stuff this year. And, we were talking about player of the year type candidates. He's in that mix. He's a great player in his own right, but he did kind of stand in Austin Wiley's shadow, figuratively and literally, because Wiley's almost 7 feet tall. But Johnson's played great. They played a difficult schedule. Now, we'll see. They played in a very difficult area with Mountain Brook and Spain Park and Huffman. I think all three of those teams are very good teams and have an opportunity to make some noise, but only two of them are going to come out of that area and be able to move on. So we'll see how far he might be able to take that team, and if he can get them deep into the playoffs, he will definitely be in the Mr. Basketball conversation.
Well, Josh, we really do appreciate all you do for prep sports in general, not just for our programming. You are one of the ones that help get the word out about a lot of the fantastic play we have going on in the state of Alabama, and we really do appreciate you.
Always appreciate being on the show, guys.
There's Josh Bean from AL.com. He really does a great job. Go check him out on AL.com in the high school sports section. And, man, you will see him and Ben Thomas. They are all over all these articles. And you wonder how they have the time to write enough to do all these articles, because, my goodness, they seem to put out article after article in football, basketball, volleyball, whatever it is. Do really appreciate them and all that they do for the AHSAA. We're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be back in just a minute with more inside the AHSAA Weekly.
Auburn Opelika has that perfect something for you. From sophisticated chic boutiques to exceptional dining, there's a retailer or restaurant to make your next visit special. Whether it's elegant fine dining or freshly squeezed lemonade, you'll find the perfect fit for every taste and budget. The food's great and the shopping is too, so be sure to check out the wide array of gifts, decor, clothing, and more. For every occasion, Auburn Opelika has what you're looking for. Let's make your next trip memorable. Visit Auburn Opelika.
You may know them from high school, from the local grocery store, or even your own neighborhood. These local teens have embarked on a new journey, one that begins at Southern Union State Community College. Visit suscc.edu/journey to see the life's journey these students have planned. We believe that you have an amazing journey ahead of you too, and Southern Union is the perfect place to begin at an affordable price close to home. Southern Union, where the journey begins.
No, wrong! Bring it in, guys! Take a knee! Let's go over this again. Who starts off with a real Coke taste? Coca-Cola! And then Coca-Cola pitches the real Coke taste to who? Coca-Cola! How is Coca-Cola going to give real Coke taste to itself? Take a lap, genius! Coca-Cola takes a snap and then pitches the real Coke taste to Coke Zero running up on the right. You got it? Yeah! At that point, we fake punt the real Coke taste. Who fakes the punt?
Coke Zero Cola!
Take a lap! Coke Zero! Real Coke taste!
0 calories!
There is a strength inside you, unknown and imperfect, waiting. And when you think you have nothing left to give, when each obstacle in your path is more formidable than the last, that's when you'll find it. And with that strength, your greatness will have no limits.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization, wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat, full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma, all with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
At Cadence, we believe money should get out of the bank and into action. Getting out into the world of business. For energy companies, the healthcare industry, legal and accounting firms, and for individuals, wealth management. When you find your Cadence in Alabama, you turn money into action. So join us and we'll work together to find your Cadence at Cadence Bank.
Member FDIC.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Where there's action, there's Encore. Professional. Responsive. Dedicated. Encore Rehabilitation.
Welcome back into Inside the AHSAA Weekly. I'm your host, Luke Robinson, joined now by John Garcia from Scout.com. John, how you doing today?
You know, got to witness the national championship in person, and recruiting's home stretch is here, my time of the year.
Well, of course, we've got signing day coming up at the beginning of February, and that is rolling up on us very, very quickly. A lot of in-state prospects, some of them still out there trying to make their decisions. A couple of guys, Marlon Williams, wide receiver from down in the Mobile area, been committed to USC for what seems like forever, and now he's reopened his recruitment, and it sounds like LSU is going to get involved.
Yeah, LSU, Tennessee as well, two schools who have come in with recent offers. Those are the two visits that he's got set for this month. And it's going to be interesting. Like you said, Marlon was committed to USC seemingly forever. I think it was January of 2016, so right about a year, just over a calendar year, and he seemed very, very solid. You wonder what happened behind the scenes, but either way, SEC schools were always going to make a push at some point, so not a huge surprise that LSU and Tennessee come in, and LSU definitely one to watch. They've been hurting for wide receivers, and they've got a connection. You know, Damian Craig, Mobile native, coached at Auburn, began recruiting Marlon a little bit at that point, and then once he moved over to LSU and was retained by this Ed Orgeron staff, then he really hit the gas for Marlon with the offer, and they set up the visit. So I think that could definitely be something to watch. I would be surprised if he ended up outside of the SEC at this point.
I'm with you on that, and I absolutely love Marlon Williams as a player on the football field. I think he's a fantastic basketball player, too. I saw him last year play in the finals of the AHSAA basketball tournament in Birmingham. And then Thomas Johnston, this is another kid that I know you have an affinity for as well as I, because we saw him in the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game. He was all over the field. You have all these 5 stars and 4 stars and guys that get a lot more hype. But Thomas Johnston is just around the football at all times. He'll be making a commitment before too long as well.
Yeah, if you're a football fan and you watch Ben Boulware for the Clemson Tigers, think of a more athletic Ben Boulware. That's Thomas Johnston. And yeah, the SEC schools are picking it up for him almost in the same respect as Marlon Williams. Auburn actually going to host Thomas for an official visit this weekend. The Tigers have been sort of hot and cold on him, but as the depth of this linebacker group in the state, which is nearly 20 guys who are SEC caliber at linebacker alone, as those numbers have shuffled, those dominoes have fallen over, Thomas Johnston has sort of emerged as one of the guys left for Auburn, and I expect the Tigers to make a huge push. Going to be tough because he's a real national recruit at this point. Iowa has already hosted him. He has family ties to that state. Arizona State, Michigan State, campaigning for visits. Ole Miss, LSU, also in that conversation. So this is a nationwide recruitment for Thomas Johnston, but you've got to believe if the Tigers really do hit the gas and strike a chord, they've got a good shot because they've got a lot of his close friends heading to the Plains, including two linebackers he played with in that game, KJ Britt and Tadarian Moultrie.
John, also want to ask you about Seth Williams, another wide receiver prospect here in the state of Alabama. Talk about him. He's going to be making a decision very, very soon.
He's a kid who, you don't have a great read on. Conventional wisdom tells you he's a Tuscaloosa kid. Alabama likes him. Alabama's offered, so the Crimson Tide should be in good shape, but he's been very quiet for a Tuscaloosa kid in his recruitment. It makes you wonder about Auburn, which has pressed for him of late. Florida State also in that conversation as well. Seth is a kid who keeps to himself, but his play speaks for itself. 6'2", 200 pounds, big, strong kid. Maybe the best hands in the state regardless of classification, which is a pretty high mark there. We've seen him play quarterback. We've seen him play receiver. He's a good returner. I mean, Google this kid's clips. He is electric, an early 4-star for us on Scout.com. Will probably end up as a top 100 type of guy when all is said and done in next year's cycle. But surprising that he's going to commit so early, but that bodes well for the local schools. So I think Bama and Auburn in the best shape, but I wouldn't be completely surprised if Florida State pulled another stunner in the state of Alabama as well.
John, you're the best in the business. We appreciate everything you do, and we'll talk to you again soon, buddy.
Very good, Luke. Thanks for having me.
That's John Garcia with Scout.com. He really is the best in the business. He's got a fantastic podcast called Crimson and Blue Chips. You ought to check that out. He runs it about 3 times per week, and it's a lot of fun to listen to if you enjoy talking about recruiting. We're going to take a break from inside the AHSAA Weekly. We'll be back here in just a moment.
Team is not something you do alone. Team is plural. Team is arms, legs, blood, sweat, and soul. A lot goes into team. But what we take away stays with us forever.
My parents got good news the other day. Mommy and Daddy were really happy. This is how happy they were. They were actually dancing. That was hard to watch. Whew, at least they didn't kiss.
Russell Medical Center, delivering future leaders of tomorrow, today.
More heart.
More drive. More will.
More guts.
More sweat.
More dedication.
More practice. More control.
More clutch.
More hard work.
More fun.
More family.
More love.
More basketball.
Baseball.
College tennis.
More every day.
More everything. More
to come.
More Wilson.
In a world that's ever changing, you have to be sure that your choices are the right choices. Whether choosing a technical degree program, taking courses to transfer to a four-year college or university, or being a part of our national championship winning traditions, Central Alabama will provide you with courses and degree programs in tune with today's workplace. Get a sharper focus on your life by choosing one of our 3 convenient locations: Alex City, Childersburg, and Talladega. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you, central to your success.
What value would you gain working with Lee Marketing Group? With 4 divisions under one umbrella, Sign Source, Lee Apparel, R&B Media, and LMG Baker Advertising Agency, Lee Marketing Group offers a comprehensive approach. From logo design and branding to ad placement and everything in between, LMG can handle it all. For ease of time, cutting-edge, results-driven marketing campaigns, think LMG. Lee Marketing Group, your comprehensive marketing solution.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization, wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat, full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma, all with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Lyman Ward Military Academy in Camp Hill, Alabama, known worldwide for programs and outstanding facilities designed to prepare young men for future success. Young men who are academically prepared for a rapidly evolving economy, morally prepared through character development and spiritual guidance, physically challenged by preparing for athletic competition, and prepared to be leaders in their careers through the structure of military discipline. Lyman Ward Military Academy, over a century of preparing youth for the work of life.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Luke Robinson back with the closing segment for Inside the AHSAA Weekly. First of all, I want to thank all of you for listening. We really do appreciate that as well. This is something new that we're getting started here with the AHSAA Radio Network. We want to put out something weekly, about a 30-minute show that highlights several things across the state of Alabama when it comes to high school sports. We want to talk about football, obviously. That's going to always drive the train when it comes to the state of Alabama. But we want to talk basketball, both boys and girls. We want to talk about volleyball or golf or whatever you would like for us to talk about. So if you have ideas out there, you feel free to let us know. We will be happy to hear from you. You can contact us at AHSAA Radio Network on Twitter. All you have to do is search for that, and you can get us very, very easily. If you have a potential story out there you would love for us to look into, or a potential player or coach that you would love for us to interview, we'd be happy to. So please do get in touch with us. It would be great for us to hear from you. We want to get your feedback. We hope you enjoy this because the state of Alabama really does put out a lot more talent than it gets credit for. I think as a guy that's grown up with the AHSAA Radio Network in this last decade, I've had the opportunity to call guys like DeMarcus Cousins, and I got to see him go to Kentucky. And I'm glad now that the Austin Wileys and the John Pettys are staying in this state. That's something we have always wanted, something we've always preached here with our radio network team, even though it's made up of Alabama and Auburn guys when it comes to their college affiliation. We also very much want to see the high school guys play in the state because frankly, it's because we're greedy. We want to see the Alabama guys grow up and blossom in the state of Alabama because it's easier for us to see them. And why should the Kentuckys and the UCLAs and the LSUs benefit from guys that come from right here in the state of Alabama when we've got some great colleges of our own? And it's just so much fun to watch them grow up and play for Alabama and Auburn, et cetera, et cetera. So hope you enjoy this programming. Again, we welcome any suggestions and all comments. Thank you so much for listening. We do appreciate it. We'll catch you next week on Inside the AHSAA Weekly.